Your textbook has a graph about what percentage of the cases that are filed in our courts are civil versus criminal. I think it's good to note, for instance, at our lower level, a majority of the cases that are filed are actually civil. A lot of people may think it's criminal. Municipal is up to 89% civil, and justice of the peace is 83% civil. So look at the chart. The only one that's really close is the Court of Appeals, because why? They're hearing appeals. So they're almost even. It's 49% civil and 51% criminal. But let's keep going on our court organizations. So a little bit higher up than the Justice of the Peace and the municipal, you have your district courts. And this is the chief trial courts of the state. So they hear felony cases. They also hear civil cases which exceed $200, and they hear juvenile cases. A lot of their caseload results in plea bargaining. And I'm sure y'all know what plea bargaining is, but if you don't, we'll talk about it in a minute. Moving higher up, you have something called the Court of Appeals. We have 14 of those in our state. And they actually hear the appeals for both civil and criminal cases. Now remember, we talked about original jurisdiction, and then we talked about appeals. So this is where the courts of appeals come in. They will hear the appeals for both civil and criminal cases decisions made in the lower courts. Only a small percentage of trial court cases are actually appealed. So it's not just a guaranteed, something procedural has to happen for a case to actually get to the Court of Appeals. Now, we're moving on up the chain. The highest on the criminal side is called Court of Criminal Appeals. In Texas, we have a dual system of last resort. For the Texas Supreme Court, it's the last resort for all civil matters. And for the Texas Court of Criminal Appeals, it's the last resort for all criminal matters. They have exclusive jurisdiction over automatic appeals and death penalty cases. Let's talk about the Supreme Court. Remember, the last resort in our state.